Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes here off the normal cycle of videos and do a year in review, kind of let you know where things are going in 25 and what we have planned. First of all, this was a year of big projects, so it seemed like there were less videos than I normally produce, but in reality, we were pretty close. So I'm really happy with the output considering the amount of time I was on the road for work. So let's jump right in and we'll start off with the videos, which of course, just like every year, I started off with a shop tour. And we'll talk more about this in my very first video of 25. But there were actually quite a few shop changes this year. So I'll go over all of those there. And I'm kind of looking forward to comparing those two videos to see all the changes, because when you're here, you kind of lose track of what all changed. So next up, it just seems like forever ago, but we actually did Jeff's Forever table. I'll put a picture of it up here because I don't think I ever showed a picture of it once it was all done in his shop. If you remember right, we did the first part of that in this shop, whatever we could get in 3 days. And then he did the rest of it over the course of the year in his shop. After that was the first sit-stand desk that I did that year, last year, this year. And that one was actually given away as a Christmas gift. And it worked out so much fun. They went to great people, had a lot of fun building the project. And I'm sure that there's more of those coming in the future. So then after that, it was the first commission piece of the year, which was a farmhouse table. I had the breadboard ends and a painted base. It was an African mahogany. Super fun project, super great client. Had a lot of fun with that project. And he used a lot of skills that should be basic for most woodworkers. Then after that, I did the lathe cabinets. And quite frankly, I thought those were last year, but apparently they were this year. So yeah, those lathe cabinets, they helped me out a great deal underneath that lathe and really improved my storage over there. Staying on the shop theme, the next thing I did was I upgraded the fence on the router table. That fence is just truly amazing with the micro adjusts and all of that good stuff. And I'll try to go into that a little bit more in detail when I do the shop tour at the first part of the year. Quarterly updates. So because of the amount of time that I was gone for work, my quarterly updates were not nearly as on time as they normally would be. But some of my work jobs were quite long this year. So there were some people that asked me for some video footage of what I do in the day job. I work in an oil refinery. Sometimes that's hard to get. But if it's something you're interested in, let me know and I'll try to put something together and show you. The next project up, or the next video up, was actually my second commission piece of the year, and that was the big conference table for a local construction company. Super fun build, not an overly difficult build because they were prefabbed legs, but man, was that thing heavy. They had to hire a moving crew to get that into the building. So then it was up to the hand tool cabinet. What a lot of fun that was. Just a ton of dovetails in that cabinet. But I desperately needed the upgraded hand tool cabinet, and I'm super excited to have it. And then right after that, it was kind of in the same time as that one, although I shot them separate, was another commission piece for a museum on the Mother's flag. And I did the coving on the table saw and stuff like that. It's a super fun project, but it's always kind of nice to give back to history a little bit and see your stuff hanging in a museum somewhere. So that was a super fun project for me. And then I did technically it was a quarterly review, but I think I titled that one Shop Regrets. And even though I had this shop custom built, it's my third shop, you would think I had everything dialed in and this would be perfect. No, it has its drawbacks as well, and I was happy to cover those in that video. I think there's too many people out there that do shop tours and tell you how great it is. Only reality is there are still some shortcomings, so it's important that we point those things out. Another one of my favorites this year was the child's rocker. My kids just left with my granddaughter, and my granddaughter spent a great deal of time in that chair. So not only was it fun for me to teach/collaborate a little bit here in the shop with Richard, but also to see my granddaughter get a lot of use out of that while they were here. And she just rocked her babies to sleep every night. It was pretty cool. And finishing off this year, of course, was a few videos on the kitchen remodel. Now, I started on the pantry side, and by the time this video comes out, that side should be pretty close to done. I'm having a little trouble getting some material, but it'll be close. And I'm going to continue to sprinkle those videos through the year. But as I'm waiting for material and whatnot, I have some other projects I'm going to sprinkle in along the way. But I will keep that series alive, I'm guessing most of the year, because I still have all of the cabinets and all of that on the other side of that kitchen to do. Oh, and the one video I forgot about in there was the editing desk. The whole new sit-stand L desk. That was my second sit-stand desk of the year, plus the storage cabinet to go with it. I use that nearly every day. I certainly use it on every video project. I do some Teams meetings at work and stuff like that from there as well. Absolutely love that desk. So as I said, those were a lot of big projects, and quite frankly, I was surprised to have gotten that much in. But as well, the members over on the forums, they were busy this year as well. I'd like to highlight some of those projects for those guys. I'm not going to put names on them, but if you're interested in learning more about their projects, please jump over to the forums and go find those. They're in the journal section, and those guys are great. They'll be happy to answer your questions if you have them, and they build some amazing stuff. We started off with an urn this year, which are always so hard to make, but I think more importantly, they're hard to share as well. So thanks for sharing it though, because it was an amazing project. The outfeed table, of course, we talked about that earlier, Jeff's outfeed table. We finished that, we did our portion of that at the front end of the year, and then he posted in the journal over there and got that all finished up and in his shop, and it looks amazing. Great job, Jeff. And then there was a steam box, which in and of itself, okay, isn't a real in-depth project, but this particular one breaks down for easy storage and takes some rather large chunks, which he needed because he also built this Windsor sackback chair, so it only makes sense that he needs a steam box, but this chair is just simply amazing and fantastic work. Then we had an outdoor garden bench, which quite frankly, I think I could spend hours. If I didn't have that snow on the ground and lived where he lived, I think I could probably spend hours sitting on that particular bench outside. The same person also did a wooden tile bench, and I'll be honest, I hadn't seen one of these before, but it just turned out simply awesome. I love it. I would love to see it in a couple of different versions, but the technique is just amazing. You also did a round cutting board to fit in that, the corner of like your kitchen. I know those are becoming a little bit more popular, and I'm sure that there'll be one of those on my list as well, but as usual, he did an outstanding job on the project. Then there was a simple shop door. So the design itself was simple, but what he pulled off was absolutely stellar, especially for a shop door. I know I have some shop doors that are on my bucket list, and when it's time to do them, I'll go back and reference that journal because he had a lot of great tips and techniques in there when he built that door. And of course, the same person also built this absolutely stunning pergola for his backyard. And knowing where he lives, he'll get just about year-round enjoyment of this pergola over his back porch. So great job to him. And yeah, you and your wife are gonna like that for a long time. So you can see these projects in the forums. You can check out more projects like them. There's a lot of times smaller projects that I do here in the shop that aren't necessarily video worthy, but they're projects that have to be done. I still document them over there. So you can go see all of those projects over there. And those are all posted in the normal section. So you don't even have to register to see those projects. But if you want to see what I'm working on currently, then you'll need to subscribe to the forums to do it. It costs nothing. I do nothing with your information. I don't sell it. I don't even generate a newsletter list out of it. But I do have you register so we don't end up with as much spam postings and those sorts of things. So to be able to post, you have to register. And I hope you would. And come enjoy those folks over there because they're a really, really good bunch of people. All right, so what's coming in 25? Well, obviously, I will start off with a shop tour. This shop tour is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show a little bit of the behind-the-scenes stuff. As well, I'm not going to clean the shop for this shop tour. Like I said, I have a couple of projects working. And you're going to see the shop as it is when I'm working. So it's not going to be all neat and tidy. It'll still be clean by a lot of standards, but it's going to be an in-use shop. So that's always first. Obviously, I have to finish the kitchen. If I don't do that, I'll probably end up in divorce court. So the kitchen hopefully will get finished this year. And there'll be numerous videos on that, but how they're going to fall, I'm not quite sure because that'll be based around my work schedule and material availability and all that kind of stuff. I know, for instance, cabinet frames, which I will spray paint through my HVLP, I won't do until the spring. Because I'm going to set up a paint booth in the original shop to do all my shooting out there. So I'll have a quasi-finishing booth to shoot those face frames in. Also, I don't know if you can hear it creaking underneath me, but I am in desperate need of some shop stools. The two that I have in here are just about lived their life. So I'm going to build at least a couple of shop stools. And a member on the forums actually gave me some, he didn't give me the plans, but he turned me on to where to go get the plans for shop notes for some shop stools. And I just thought they were awesome. I will probably change the design up a little bit to make them a little bit more my own, but the inspiration definitely comes from shop notes and thanks to the individual on the forums who showed me those stools because I thought they were pretty cool. A toy box. So my granddaughter was just here for the holidays, and believe it or not, we used a steamer trunk that I built, I don't know how many years ago, 2016, 2017 maybe, and that ended up getting used as her toy box while she was here. Now this quote-unquote toy box has totally inappropriate hinges for a small toddler, and I ended up clamping the lid open so that she couldn't hurt her fingers. But I will go ahead and probably build her a toy box this year and put some appropriate torsion hinges in it and then she can have a toy box, probably something that can be converted later into more of a hope chest or something like that for her. And of course, I'm always in some form of discussion with somebody for a commissioned piece, and there's a few of those that are in the works, so I don't want to go too much into detail, but I'm sure that there will be some commission pieces during the year, just like there always is. I usually do 2 or 3 commission pieces a year, and of course projects pop up. Oh man, do they pop up all the time. And those that are video worthy, I will go ahead and video. And those that aren't, I will still document as a journal, but they'll be up there on the forums and you can see them. So that's what's coming up for 25. I can't say thank you enough for all the new subscribers and the comments and the likes and all that good stuff. Please keep it up. That really is what helps keep the lights on in here. If it wasn't for that, I would probably put this camera away and just build and enjoy myself. But I try to put this stuff out for you guys so that you maybe get a little benefit out of it, can help ask some questions and get some help with your projects. So that's going to wrap it up for 2024. I can't believe that I just said that. But that is the end of 2024. Look for that first shop tour video right around January 1st of 2025. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to shoot as soon as I finish this. So, yeah, until next time, guys, take care.